Namaste everyone. Welcome to my new YouTube series talking all about the Upanishads. I will share the key messages of the Upanishads and how they are applicable to our practical lives today and why it is so important to know the message of the Upanishads in today's times. I will go into the depth of each of the chapters of Upanishads, the different versions of exploration that are done through the Upanishads. Through this series, it will be a multi-part series and probably a very long one, but hopefully I will try to condense the entire message of the Upanishads into these series. So let's begin with the introductory video. So first of all, let's understand the meaning of Upanishad. Upa, it means near, ni means down, and shad means to sit. Literally, Upanishad means to sit near, in brackets, the feet of a teacher, to gain the learnings and the wisdom from the teacher. Upanishads also mean dissolution of illusion, right? They mean the loosening of the veil of ignorance that is covering all of us. Now, Upanishads are not to be read as a book. They are something that need to be realized. And I'll talk about the methods. So, listening to me talking about Upanishads is just one of the methods of gaining that self-realization. But you will have to do some other things also after listening to me to complete the process and to self-realize the message of the Upanishads. Now, Upanishads are basically from the four Vedas. So the Vedas basically have four layers, okay? If we talk about the Vedas, there are Samhitas or hymns. Then there are Brahmanas or rituals. Then there are Aranyakas or forest reflections. And finally, there are Upanishads, which is the inner realization. Upanishads are also known as Vedantas, which means the end of the Vedas or the culmination of the essence of the Vedas. So, going from rituals to inner realization. Okay, now Upanishads do not ask you to believe, they ask you to realize, as I also said before. So, it's the final flowering of the essence of the Vedas. That is what Upanishads is. Now, what exactly are Upanishads all about? Let's go into a deep dive. So, Upanishads are basically the spirit of inquiry within you. Have you ever felt like, who am I? What is the purpose of my life? Where have I come from? Where will I go? Questions like that. So, asking what it is that I need to know so that I know everything. That's the essence of Mandukya Upanishad. Okay, so Upanishads have several parts, and one of those is Mandukya Upanishad. Then there are questions like, who commands the mind to think? Who? Who is that? Right? The mind commands the body to move, but who commands the mind to think is the question, and that is explored in Kena Upanishad. Similarly, when a person dies, what happens to the true self or the person who is living this life. That is explored in Kathopanishad. So these are the kind of questions that might arise within you and arise within almost everyone during their lifetime. Those are the questions that are explored in Upanishads, and the answers are found in that. But then only understanding the questions and answers theoretically is not enough. So I keep repeating myself that I can only impart this knowledge to you, but to understand or realize the knowledge, you will have to experience it yourself. And how you can experience it is also something that I will share. So now we'll go into the depth of all the Upanishads, but for this introductory video, I want you to have an overall understanding of what you are getting into. What are the central teachings of the Upanishads? And these are some of the things I have been talking about on my channel, on my Instagram page, everywhere, because this is what has been life altering, life transforming, right? So knowing this has helped me tremendously in my own life. And these are the central teachings of the Upanishads. Okay, so first of all is Brahman. So you will understand what is Brahman. Brahman is the formless reality that we all exist in. It is the source. It is the Vishnu, who is the creator of everything. So everything arises from Vishnu. It is the Shiva, where everything destructs and goes back into. So Brahman is the uh, entire reality in which all of us exists. Okay, it is the universal consciousness from which every real thing arises. Next is Atman. Now, in this formless Brahma reality, what you are is the Atman, is the individual consciousness. Okay, so if Brahman is the universal consciousness or the ocean, Atman is the individual consciousness or the wave. So the wave arises in the ocean, and the wave thinks that it is separate from the ocean, but is it? Wave is a part of the ocean, right? So we are all, as individual consciousness, a part of Brahman. So our individual consciousness is a part of universal consciousness. It comes from universal consciousness and merges back into universal consciousness. While it is individual consciousness, it is Atman. Atman in a human form. Okay. And then the greatest truth. What is the greatest truth? I have already talked about it. It is that Atman is Brahman, Brahman is Atman. Okay, so understanding and realizing that Aham Brahmasmi, Tat Tvam Asi. Okay, I am that, you are that. Okay, now this is the greatest truth which is explored in the Upanishads. And moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is the final realization of this greatest truth. Okay, so everything boils down to moksha, which is realizing that the greatest truth is that you are a part of Brahman, and Brahman is within you, and so is Brahman within everything that you see. Okay, because it arises out of Brahman and it goes back into the Brahman. So the individual consciousness is a part of the universal consciousness. So basically, the illusion of separateness goes away and you experience oneness with everything, every particle of this reality. That is attaining moksha. That is realizing that there is oneness, there is just one in all forms, one. Okay, and you are a part of that one. So that is, these are the key teachings of uh, the Upanishads, and we will explore them in detail in all of the episodes. Now, there are 108 Upanishads, out of which 11 are principal Upanishads, okay, and each of them belong to the various Vedas. There are four Vedas, right? There is Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, and Atharva Ved. So these Upanishads and the principal Upanishads are a part of the Vedas. And now finally coming back to the method in which how we will do it. First is Shravanam. Shravanam is, right now you're listening to me speak. So you are taking in the knowledge, listening to it from a teacher. The next is Mananam. So once you listen to what I am speaking, you then reflect on it. Okay, when you are by yourself, you reflect on it, you study more, you do some self study, and you do some inner reflection of what is being talked about from your entire experience of life, from your background, from everything that you know about life, from your perspective, how you are reflecting it and imbibing it in your life. And finally, Nididhyasanam, which is meditating. Okay, so meditating on everything that you have learned and reflected upon. When you meditate, you actually experience that. So that's where the experience comes from. Okay, as I keep saying, that Upanishads are not something to be theoretically learned, they are to be experienced, and that experience will come only when you meditate. So when you sit in dhyan, that is when you realize that you are, your true self is that Atman, and Atman is not separate from Brahman. So your individual consciousness is merged with the universal consciousness. It comes out from the universal consciousness and goes back into it. And that is a realization that cannot be conceptualized, because Atman is beyond the body and mind, right? Atman is the spirit within you. So mind cannot process it beyond a limit. Mind can conceptualize it, understand it, ask questions, theoretically analyze it, but it can't realize the Atman, because Atman is beyond the mind. Okay, it is beyond the mind body. The spirit is beyond the mind and body, so it can only be realized, and that realization happens when you meditate, when you sit in silence. So this is what Upanishads are all about. And with that introductory episode, I just want to wish all of us luck in this exploration of Upanishads. And hopefully, by the end of this entire series, you will have much more knowledge about spirituality and the essence of Indian spirituality and ancient texts. Please let me know if you have any questions at this point below in the comments. Namaste.